He kissed me gently, down my neck, onto my shoulder. Startled by the embrace, and now frozen by his heated kisses, his hands were slowly inching their way downwards. He played with the idea at first, and in a subtle flick of his wrist, he unbuttoned my shorts. How does he focus so well? He was slowly taking over my body with so many movements that it felt like he rehearsed this in his head. As his hand started to make the plunge, I quickly turned to face him, at first staring at his shirt mid-chest. I folded my arms between us, not wanting to look at him just yet. I could feel his gaze on top of my head. Had we gone too far already? Did I want this moment? I unfolded my arms and grabbed the bottom of his shirt. As if he knew what was next, he slightly bent down while I slipped it over his head. As he stood up, I ran my hand across his muscular chest and torso. Then I started strategically placing a trail of kisses down towards his navel. Sucking in a breath, he lifted me up and carried me over to the sofa. He placed me down gently, then sat beside me. We were both still trying to figure out what to do next as we stared at each other in mid-heat. I studied his lips for the first time, and I looked at his fine-tuned chest and chiseled six-pack. As if reading my mind, he placed my hands on his chest and leaned into me, giving me room to lean into him. Running my hand across his chest to around his neck, I leaned into a kiss I never felt before. It was body-raising, fireworks, almost like it was meant to be at that moment. I wanted more as I raised up on my knees to deepen the kiss. I felt his tongue sear through my lips in a hungry prowl. His hands were down my shorts, cupping my backside. He was pulling me closer to him. As if this wasn't enough, he pulled my legs across his lap as I straddled him. Still wrapped in a hungry kiss, he unbuttoned my blouse and stealthily unlatched my bra from the front. Keller undid the last button and broke the kiss to gaze at my breast. "Beautiful," he said before he kissed my chest and then cupped my breast to devour a nipple. As I gave him full access to my bosoms, he seemed almost in a trance with my body. His hands were everywhere, and so were his lips. It was as if he dreamed about this moment for a while and had studied my breast before. If this were going to be our crossing over point, I wanted to give him my all. Keller didn't seem to be thinking much. He seemed almost in a trance with my body. His hands were everywhere, and so were his lips. My mind spiraled, replaying everything that had just happened, dissecting every touch, every glance, every breath between us. What had we done? What would this mean to our friendship? Would we ever be able to talk the same way again? Would he still respect me? Could we make this work, or had we just ruined everything? A surge of panic shot through me, a chaotic mix of emotions crashing down all at once. Without thinking, I jolted up from his lap, my breath coming in short and uneven bursts. Keller's eyes widened in surprise, his hands instinctively reaching for me. "Sonny, wait." But I was already stumbling backwards, my arms frantically wrapping around my bare chest as the weight of the moment slammed into me. Tears burned at the corners of my eyes, and before I could stop them, they spilled over, hot and relentless. The room blurred around me, my visions clouded with confusion, regret, fear, maybe even something else I wasn't ready to name. Seeing my distress, Keller shot up from the couch, his movements urgent. "Sonny, don't." He stepped towards me, his arms outstretched, ready to pull me into his embrace. But I couldn't. I twisted away from him before his warmth could reach me, before I could make the mistake of melting into his comfort. My heart pounded as I turned on my heels and bolted down the hall, my shaky hands fumbling with the doorknob to my room. I barely made it inside before I slammed the door shut, twisting the lock with trembling fingers. And then, silence. Pressing my back against the door, I slid down into the floor, my chest rising and falling in uneven gaps. The gravity of what had just happened settled deep in my bones. On the other side of the door, I could hear Keller's footsteps, just short of reaching me. He didn't knock. He didn't call my name. What in the hell were we thinking? My heart pounded against my ribs as I pressed my palms against my face, my breathing shallow and erratic. From the other side of the door, I could hear Keller's hurried footsteps, followed by the desperate sound of him calling my name. "Sonny, Sonny, please, I'm sorry." His voice was thick with emotions and pleading. He's sorry? The thought cut through me like a jagged blade. A fresh wave of shame crashed over me, and my stomach twisted into knots. He didn't mean it. He regretted it. It felt even worse now, as if I was just another mistake in a long line of them. I curled up on my bed, my body trembling, and buried my face in the covers, trying to smother the overwhelming flood of emotions. The air in the room felt too thick, suffocating me with the weight of everything we'd just done. Through the dim light seeping under the door, I saw Keller's shadow shift. His hesitation was palpable, lingering for a moment before he slowly stepped away. I exhaled shakingly and turned my back to the door, squeezing my eyes shut. And then I heard it, the quiet click of the lock turning. Before I could process it, Keller was sliding under the covers beside me, his warmth radiating through the space between us. He didn't say anything at first. Instead, he reached out, his fingers threading gently through my hair. The slow, rhythmic motion sent a shiver down my spine, not from fear, but from the intimacy of it. "Sonny, please talk to me," he whispered, his voice barely audible. "Tell me what you are thinking. Please, I need to hear your voice." I hesitated before finally turning towards him, my tear-streaked face meeting his. His eyes searched mine, filled with uncertainty, regret, something deeper, something neither of us can name. Keller wiped away the tears that slid into my pillow, his touch hesitant yet tender. I swallowed hard, trying to gather my thoughts, but nothing made sense. "What is this, Keller?" I finally asked, my voice barely above a whisper. He sighed, his arms pulling me closer, tucking my head beneath his chin. I could feel his heartbeat steady yet rapid, mirroring the chaos in my own chest. His muscles tense as if holding on to me could somehow keep us from unraveling. I wanted to speak, to put everything I was feeling into words, but my mind was a mess of tangled emotions, leaving me mute and frustrated. The weight of it all crashed down on me, and before I could stop myself, I began to cry harder. Keller exhaled deeply, his hands resting against my back in a slow, soothing motion. He hesitated. "Sonny, we've been friends for a long time, a very long time, and I don't want to ruin that. But I just, he paused as if searching for the right words. I don't know. I don't want to hurt you. Silence settled between us, thick and heavy, broken only by the soft sounds of my quiet sobs and the rhythmic rise and fall of my chest. For the first time in our 16 years of friendship, we had no idea where we stood, and that terrified me.